right? So what's important here is that you're moving your body. Here, move again, okay? Sometimes people are faster than you. Your best isn't good enough, right? Your best isn't good enough. Doesn't it suck to hear that? No matter how hard you're gonna try in life, you're gonna fail. Welcome to adulthood. But we have a trap to make sure we don't fall into that. We have a technique for that, and that is just using your footwork. So here, using my sabaki to avoid this. Want to get that part, then I leave something for him. Hey, you don't chew on that. And that's what the command is. Everybody with me? If he pushed me back twice, 1, 2, it won't be a third, I'll tell you that. That make sense? So I want you to do 3 more each, but I want you to now think of that. Think of this person's pushing you back. 1, 2, oh hell no. On the 3.
So
Okay?
you don't want to sit there okay the time and you want to teach you wait till they're
No, I want you.
until after the
No, I want you to do that.
So we're here at RVA Katana in Richmond, Virginia. Scott is teaching his Kenjutsu class. We'll open up the shop in about half an hour, but you get to see us, Scott teach class, and then we'll set up afterwards.
And the better you get in controlling that distance, time, and space, you can get that out faster. But notice I'm moving with it. I don't want to do this.
Right.
Because look what happens.
So they cut.
Right? He's holding a 3-foot steak knife too.
Hey, James.
It only has to go half inch into me too. Right?
Hey, Mojo.
I teach you mutual slaying was a very common thing. We're both of average skill, came up to the same schools, and killed each other in the battlefield. Right? So by creating space, you avoid those easy trap balls. Do 3 more each. Begin.
So far we haven't seen the comments, but we'll always have someone who says, hey, what is the use of this? What is the practical application? The thing is that, in modern day America, we're probably not carrying a sword along with us. That's just the way things are. But there are life lessons. There are life lessons in this, even if you never, ever use a sword or carry a sword. Right, yeah. Scott? What are your life lessons?
A weapon is an extension of your body. So whether it's a knife or a stick or a gun, body dynamics. Left foot back, do you see? Remember, you got to step. Each time he steps to you, got to step away.
Wait, so I start with my left foot forward.
You just take 2 big-ass steps back. So you right foot forward, step back again. Watch my feet. 1, 2.
And so there's mentalities of this. The idea that if you're facing a problem, sometimes you can't face it head on. What if that problem is overwhelming? You don't just stand there and let it run you over. It's like, so there are strategies, mental strategies that you take from the sword that can be applied, or any martial art for that matter, that can be applied to your problems in life.
One of the big lessons is the sword teaches you the distance between life and death is half an inch. It can kill you. It can go half an inch into your artery and kill you. So they say it cultivates the mind, but more importantly, it gets you to understand every altercation could be your last, as if you're facing a live blade, as if you're facing your death. So are you so in a hurry to get involved in an altercation with somebody? It could be your last. So it teaches that. I always say freedom of speech, but not freedom of consequences, right?
I want you to look at
it's that kind of mindset.
Reef's expression here when that sword is coming at him, when that poking is coming in. Watch his expression. Oh, we're not gonna see it.
All right,
too much
ready to
fun.
move on? Okay, everybody grab the eye tool. If you're new, you're gonna grab
Ajit,
a
that is
pole.
not Scotty T. This is Scott Takahashi, not Scotty T. Scotty T is a different person altogether.
Scotty T is my long lost cousin.
From West Virginia.
Deep South Jersey.
Deep South Jersey.
Should we go ahead and throw it in the Obi Sensei?
No,
Right.
no Obi down.
I'm going to shut down. Let me get past you here.
There's some rural places in Jersey that do Virginia runs for
Yeah, there's rednecks in every state.
Not in Florida. Oh, it's Florida.
Okay, and so
Not in Florida?
Just Florida, man.
Florida, it's the whole state. Okay, we're gonna work an exercise now. I want everybody to watch me here. This is a Kunren, one of the first ones. Say it, Kunren. Kunren is a drill. Okay, these drills are designed to get you to develop coordination, to help you overcome an issue you're having with learning a sword. This one is a very simple exercise. We're gonna take 5 steps. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So I'm gonna start here with my feet. Left foot, then right. Right foot back, left foot back, and come right back. Those are the 5 steps. Everybody got that? Do it with me, just the footwork part. Do it with me. Left foot, then right. Then right foot all the way back. Left foot all the way back. Left foot back to where you began. Okay, feet shoulder width apart. One more time. Ich, ni, san, shi, go.
Thank you, Dark Effect.
Okay, all right, so the second part is the hands. So the first step, when I step here, I'm bringing the sword out like this. Okay? I'm crossing the kashida. This is called the kashida. Say it, kashida. So like the butt of the sword. Over the center line. There's a center line here. I'm slightly over that. I do not draw over here like this. Okay? I bring both hands together, and this one's slightly over the center. Why is this hand slightly over the center? Good question, Scott. So when somebody does draw on me, right, and it's faster than me, they're not cutting my hand. I'd rather have this cut
Could
than
be.
my finger.
And in our opinion, footwork is paramount in everything in life, whether that's martial arts or just how you go about in life.
This one's like 55
When you're as old as like Scott
It's
or
not
me,
even
then you
50,
realize that you really need to work on your balance, and sort of things like this can be helpful.
I'm doing three things. I'm stepping
Once
forward,
again,
bringing
probably
this
never going
out,
to be using a sword
breaking
in
the
life,
seal.
but
Thumb on the
there are lessons to
inside,
be gained
out
from
the
it.
top. Right hand comes underneath. As I step forward, I pull the scabbard off. Keep it level, close the hand. Right foot comes back and I bring it to my hip.
Yes, we hold classes here
Left
3
foot
times a
back.
week.
Then slide it in. So it should look like this. It should look like this. There shouldn't be any drawing the hand up or bringing it, and you don't grab it like this. Place your hand here. So notice the apparatus
Luke
stays
B,
level.
once you hit
the whole
50, it gets
exercise,
worse.
Right? It stays level. So let's do this together. We'll take the 5 steps. Everybody face front. Okay? So we're going to break it down. So let's take one more step forward. So left foot forward, bring the sword out. Okay? Across the center line, crack the seal. Okay? Right hand comes underneath. Now we're going to step forward and yank the left hand back, but keep the sword level. Step forward with the right, keep it level. Keep it level. Now just close
This is
the
all
hand.
Sayabiki.
Very good. You don't use your whole arm, just your hand. Okay. Now the right foot comes back, and I bring the sword to my hand. Make sure your middle finger is around the mouth of the scabbard. The sword should never touch wood. It should touch your hand. Okay. This collar is called the habaki. Say it, habaki. Habaki.
Luke
Your
B, wait till you're
index finger
50,
should be
you
touching
won't
the
think that
habaki.
anymore.
Now from here, my left foot comes back. I pull the left hand back.
LGH,
And
we're
the
in
sword
Richmond,
should just
Virginia.
drop in naturally. Bop. When it drops in, slide it up 3 inches. Open your hands to the elbows down, and slide up. And now we're right where we started. Everybody got that? Okay. It
Is
seems
this
like a
lesson
lot of
on
little movements here,
circumcision?
but this is about
Sure, dude.
coordination and learning to minimize your movements. Less is more, right? Okay, again, economy of motion is what we're after. Economy of motion. So, ready? Each. And underneath. Knee.
I always wonder why people think Skibbity is so funny. Slash, you're not funny. Stop commenting.
Thumb. Sheep. Four.
Brandon Pratt, as I've said earlier, we just do this for fun.
Each.
Half the guys in here are packing guns too.
Knee.
Yes, this is VCU area, LGH.
Thumb. Sheep. Go. Turn this hand over. So everybody, I want you to understand something over here, real quick. Come around here so you can see with David and I. Come around here so you can see. Okay. Can you put your sword in your over here real quick? Okay. So people are faster than you. If you go to hold your wrist, you're going to draw. Don't hit my hand, but I want you to go to hit my hand, okay? If we're facing each other and we go to draw on each other, if I draw with my hand here, there's just no way I'm going to be able to get it out in time. And this is a big target. I cannot let go in the amount of time to avoid this cut. Does that make sense? So we utilize a technique called skakage. Say it, skakage.
Skakage.
This is the ska, or the handle. Kage means shadow, the shadow of the hilt. Meaning I place my hand here in the shadow of the hilt. So when David goes to draw on me,
Does
because he's
Asian
faster,
make it more
I'm
authentic?
able to
I mean,
knock
there are
it out.
plenty of
That makes
Asians
sense?
who know nothing about swords.
So, again, watch again. When I go to draw and I try to let go, I can't let go in time. Okay? So this discipline you develop here allows for change. Okay? So when you're practicing, this exercise, I need to see the skakage at the beginning and the end. So here's at the beginning,
That's actually true if you're wearing these.
Here's at the end. When do I change the hand at the end? Once it's in about 3 or 4 inches, orient the elbow down and open the hand. You might have to let go here. Got it? Let's continue. Thanks. All right, ready?
That's a pretty
5,
interesting observation, Johnny. Again, there are some who say that Japan basically
H.
did win World War II in its own way.
Knee. Go ahead and draw it. Your left foot should be forward. Close your hand.
Adam
Stop.
Botha, so did Darth Maul, and he still lost.
Cheat. Once it's in 3 inches, turn
Awesome
it.
reference,
Get that elbow
Bandito.
down. Get that elbow down. Go. Ultimately,
Luke
you
B,
wanna
this
be
is
here, nice and
absolutely
smooth.
true. People tend to forget what Japan did just because
H.
we think they're all cutesy with their
Knee.
anime and stuff. Jesse, these classes
Stop.
are $12 per class.
Cheat. Go. 3 more. Face front. Don't look at me. I want to see your ugly mug.
Pit plus,
H.
how long until you realize that you're wasting your time here?
Left foot forward, or right foot forward, BT. Stop.
Time is a commodity you can't get back, and if you're here watching it, then
Go.
and you don't find any use in it, so you're just wasting your own time. So who's really lost?
H. Knee.
Luke B, definitely the case.
Stop. Cheat.
Mario Buddhist, if it's a waste of your time, move on. No one's asking you to be here.
Go. Is somebody being a jerk?
Of course there are. Saturday morning. Always jerks here. There are also very positive people too.
H. Knee. Stop.
Craig, the shop is in Richmond, Virginia. You can visit us at rva-katana.com. We're going to be opening up as a shop in about 10 minutes. Once Scott's class is over, we will be opening up the shop.
Stopping.
This entire training floor will become retail
So watch me
space.
here, so you can see, no stopping. Now you can go slow, but I want to see this. Again, no stopping. You got it? Try it. Now you can go slow. You can go like this. You can go like this. It's okay. That's fine. Okay.
We can always take criticism.
You can do it slow. You
We're
can
just
do it
laughing at
fast.
your ass
Right
and
with me?
wasting your time to make
Usually when
criticisms,
people do stuff
especially when they're
fast, they're
baseless.
hiding their lack of skill. So start off slow. Remember, repetition's the mother of all skill, right?
Jewish?
Slow
Today's the
is
Sabbath,
smooth,
so I'm pretty
smooth
sure
is
today is not
steady,
it.
steady is fast, fast is deadly. Okay, begin.
This is not socks. They're called tabi. So you'll see some of the people wearing tabi. Barefoot is also a way that Japanese martial arts are trained. Oh, we love replying to the trolls. It's always fun.
Make sure the handle is over the center line, okay? Don't have it on the side of your body. Unless you want to be a big ass target. Which I assume you do not.
Brandon Pratt, the secret ninja shoes come out in the secret lessons. Pit plus, what's embarrassing? You're still here. Why are you wasting your time? Go watch something you like. Life is too short. King Cam, if you are in Richmond, Virginia, come visit us.
You can shoot something real quick.
The old man has been training for a while, and when the older man, David started training, he was actually pretty clumsy. But he has worked. He's an example in persistence. And if you think about someone, as you get older, your fine motor motion gets worse and worse. And the fact that he is doing this now is improving his balance, his coordination, and it'll help him. It'll give him benefits longer into life. Once again, he's probably never going to have to use a sword to defend himself, but he can still benefit from training the sword.
Now close the hand. What happens?
It goes up.
Yeah. So this is called shinite.
Thank you, Luke B.
Right? This is called kirite or cutting. You can see without using
The younger
any
guy to
muscles,
his right,
just
that's
this,
Reef. He's
bring it
he's
forward.
autistic.
Now look here.
And
right here,
he
it's the
was
same
very
thing.
shy, and this class has helped him come out of his shell. His
When you
father
draw the
has
sword,
talked about
just
how
close
much
the
more
hand.
confident he has
Don't
become.
use your whole arm. Try using it.
Thank you.
The guy on the other side of him is Sean. He's not getting any benefit from this. Right, Sean?
Hi.
No, no, I was just kidding. Somebody was talking about how smooth David looked, and I was like, when David started, he wasn't smooth at all, but look how smooth he is now. I'm like, what about the young guy next to him? And I was like, well, Reef, he's just come out of his shell. He's doing great. He's like, what about the other guy? He's like, no, Sean still sucks. But I'm just messing with you. You're awesome, man.
Your goal is to suck less. Always, right?
Suck
Some of
less.
you guys
Always. That's what.
understand.
Those are
Watch
the
here.
immortal words of
If you wanna
Yoda.
Add an element to your own personal training. Watch here. So you come 1, 2. So you take a step out. Watch again. 1, 2.
Pit plus. One of them is autistic. He's on the spectrum.
Okay. You want to put a little extra into it. Do a few more. 3 more. Not easy, right? But that's good. You'll get there. You're taking the same skill and adding a little.
I'm just having fun with Sean. Sean's my bud.
That was good. Absolutely.
Brandon 2001. This is Kenjutsu class, Kenjutsu basics class.
Makes a difference, right? Using just your hand, economy of motion. The Japanese aren't built like us. You want to use a body science. You don't need to use
Dark
your
Effect.
whole
That's Scott Takahashi. He's been teaching, I don't know, for probably 30 years. He's been doing sword arts for about, or Japanese sword arts for about 40 some years.
Just, you see, it's just my hand. And because I'm using less muscles of bone, I'm going to be faster.
Right.
Naturally faster, right? Because I'm just using just my hands here versus bringing my whole arm out. You know, this is the problem for us.
Andrew,
in the
these are
West.
Iaito.
We're
These are
talking
not real
chuck up on
swords.
a
They're
baseball
dulled.
bat, chuck up on the mop. So we want to use all this, but it kind of antithesis to Japanese sword arts.
T-bone, and if you come to class, you have to get your own sword.
All right,
We'll
everybody
provide like
stop.
wooden swords in the beginning.
So let's see Sean do one. Go, Sean. David. So when you practice at home, you want to have this. You want to hide the sword with your movement. You don't want the arms moving separately. So as I step forward, I bring this out. As I step forward, this comes out. As I step back, this comes back. As I step back, this goes in. As I step forward, it sheaths.
These are not real swords. These are
That's
Iaito.
called
They're
Kiken
dulled
Daichi.
swords. I
Kiken
mean,
Daichi.
they could be real swords if they were
Sword
sharpened,
body
but these are dull
one.
swords.
Very natural. All right, it's gonna be all we have time for today. It goes so fast. Anybody learn anything today? What's one thing you can take away from this class? Anybody? Was it a waste of time? Go back to bed? Yeah.
Coordination.
Coordination, right? This is what this is all about, putting these things together. Did you learn anything about Kamai? How about you?
Timing always beats speed.
How about you? Did you learn anything?
Exactly, Dark Effect. Thank you.
Oh, the stab you thing in the face.
Yeah, it doesn't take much to understand, yeah. Okay, let's end class there. Hey, arigatou gozaimasu.
Okay, so now we
Training
are
weapons back where you go.
going to convert this to a sword shop. All this training floor space will turn into training space, or sorry, into sword space.
Do we have any sword oil left? I think all we have is chosen. We might have one bottle left. So I
Is the Chuvon, is it as long as they?
yeah, it's a proper kimono. It's a proper kimono. And then this is
But these aren't like suppliers.
So we're gonna come in here.
I
We'll see. We're gonna convert to sword shop. You can see we have about 400 in here, and another 100 and some in there.
And this is
But and then we have all the ones on the wall.
hot oil.
rock and L.
Excuse me, can you choose future? What do I owe you? I owe you $18?
Yeah, but then I'm buying the sword.
Well, hold on, don't separate my class from RVA
Oh, yeah,
Katana.
sorry. Yeah,
I owe you 18?
yeah. 30 plus 12, 42, minus.
Well, hold on. Where's the 30 coming from?
Because, oh,
You owe me for the OB.
yeah.
You just said I owed you.
No, I said you owe me 18. I'm gonna pay you. I do. Yeah. Sorry.
You just confused me. It's okay though. Southerner, that's, you know, I was thinking it'd be 20. And just, me too. Sound good? Have a good one, buddy. Good to see you.
Alright. Hey,
Come on, you're never gonna win.
Hey.
No, I'm never gonna get the wood market though.
No, Brandon Sampson said, are you?
I've only read a couple of his things, so I don't know a whole lot about it.
Oh, why?
Scott, I owe you 8 from TJ. Just
The problem is, and it's sharp, this is why it should be like, no. But it came out like something, like 2 or 3 times, I'm like, oh, I'm not about to keep risking, honestly. I'm not about to keep risking there are options to avoid this.
Hey, Scott, did we hear back from the long haul person?
As of close yesterday.
3 months ago. Before you do whatever, can you check to see if they did, so I'm gonna exactly a bunch of stuff up. Yeah. Do you know if Brian's coming today? He is.
So we formed the outer layer right there. And now we're going to fill in the middle with the rest of these swords.
That thing like rolls in the center.
Is that what just came in? Oh.
It doesn't take much to get sugar.
It's like, I'm like, quite frankly, I'm lucky that no one's got I practice with it at home, but there's some there's a chance.
Luckily, it's carbon fiber.
Now I'm trying to convince Scott to use screen. The wooden buckets. Because I'm like, I don't want to spend like $100 on the whole thing.
Did you say, did you break down, Scott? Yes. That's my regular state of being. That's my regular state of being, so. Alright, so now we are set up as a sword shop. Let's see, so European style swords over here. Check out that Zweihander. More European swords, Scottish swords. These are longer swords, mostly Chinese swords. This is the Tanto wall over here, Wakizashi over there. Got several antiques in here, antique from Japan. Cool. So Ryan should be here any moment.
Cool. Anime and pop culture swords here. Tachi over here. Down the middle are like a pop or what you call them, practitioner grade swords. Chinese style swords over along the mirror. Budget swords over on the inside here. And then nicer high-end swords over here, just like highly, just nicer fittings. So yeah, we have a whole bunch of swords in here. My favorite changes all the other time. Prison shivs, you got to make them yourself. Let's see. This is in Richmond, Virginia. I know, right? Inspired cosplay. I mean, Inspired cosplay here. He does cosplay. He collects swords, and he has a lot of guns. So I mean, just because someone loves swords doesn't mean they like other things. Thank you, Inspired cosplay. Qua. My favorite Japanese swords are the Tanto. Know too much about them though. Not trying to learn. Yeah, Tanto are really cool. You have a lot of different shapes and sizes of Tanto, depending on their function and what you plan on doing with them. So a lot of different shapes of Tanto, historically speaking. Do different cuts on swords mean anything, or just preference? Different cuts. I'm not sure what you mean by that. Oh? Let's see. Need the lightest sword with the most sturdy. Check out our. Actually, we are out of stock, but we will be getting back soon. We do have Unukubi style, or not. They're basically based on Naginata heads, so they're a very lightweight blade made of S5 shock steel. So these are made of S5 shock steel over here, super durable. If you go to Shad Diversity, you'll see him smashing them up against rocks, trying to break them, and he doesn't break them. He chips the rock, but doesn't even scratch. Well, maybe scratch the blade, but for the most part, it holds up really well against rocks. Let's see. Okay, I'm gonna go turn this around so you can actually see the face to this. I'm gonna flip this camera. Oh, hello. And I'm going, crap, sorry. Gotta tighten that, and I'm going to flip this camera. All right, bear with me a second here while I flip this. Settings, flip camera.
Psychos,
All right.
Psycho plays.
Wait, where is this? How come I didn't hear about this?
Private.
Sam,何言っとんねんお前。何やねん。All right, so now I can see the comments and look at things at the same time. Any swords owned by samurai? Yeah, we do have some antique swords that were owned by samurai. Most expensive sword we sell is an antique sword. It's 350 years old. It is actually the most expensive we have is about 10 grand. It's a very big long sword that's about 650 years old. See you later.
No class tomorrow. No
Not EDC in 2011. Light hammer springs. Original katana started about 1,000 for ones that are in pretty not so great quality. They go way into like hundreds of thousands of dollars if they have been owned by somebody important. This has been your favorite channel. Thank you, Dark Effect. What would you recommend with a budget of $500 looking for a katana that could be used for home defense? $500, one of our best, our toughest sword, one of our favorite swords is the Reaper. We have several versions of this one, but if you go to our website, RVA-Katana.com, and look up Reaper, you will see this one. This one has a very deep curvature to it. It cuts like a dream. It's probably one of the best cutters we have, especially at the price. Switch this camera over a little bit so I can see both comments equally. So bear with me over here on TikTok. And all right, are you coming back later today or not?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Because I plan on like packing things up and then dropping them off at UPS later. And I have to go back because like Cloudhammer's making a shipment. Plus I have a really cool sword coming in the post office today.
I'll be back. All right, see ya.
Not allowed in the USA. He's never seen Shogun. It always comes with a small sword. I have no idea what you're talking about, dude. Let's see. Induce psychosis. A sword for home defense? Yeah, no, I wouldn't. I don't recommend that. We all have guns for our self-defense here in the US. But some people want a gun. Is Emma restock? No. Let's see. Have you ever hurt yourself handling these swords? Yes, I have. Oh, it's Zeist Armories. I actually cut myself yesterday here in shop. It was interesting though. It wasn't on a sword. It was with the little part of a tape. I was trying to do it too quickly. Yes, the drill. There's the EI aspect of Kenjutsu. There are pink ones. Let me come over here and I will show you some pink ones. Here are some higher end pink ones over there. Pink one right over there. Our least expensive pink one right now, our most affordable is the pink plum over here. This is a 65mm sword. Is it true dull blades are more dangerous? It depends depends on what you mean. If you're using it for combat, no. Though if you're going against armor, then dull is better than sharp. Are you able to ship to Ireland? Hard to say. It's just a mom here, pick up a kid. If someone gets more, so it gets more expensive if someone important owned it. Yes, definitely. Usually, if someone important owned it, it's usually of higher quality in general. Best custom sword piece. Oh, it's the Game Boy. Long time no see. Moritaka Vortex is sold out on your site. The Black Gale, we will be getting some back, but we are currently sold out of it. We should be getting it fairly soon. When was the traditional style katana first invented? Basically around 700 AD, they started taking Chinese straight swords and started putting a curve in them to become cavalry tachi, and then later. Shipped to California? Yes. Everywhere in the United States. We're based out of Richmond, Virginia, and so we can ship anywhere in the United States. We're retail floor right now, so we always keep aside. Collect Korean swords. Korean swords are pretty cool. Hanbo and Forge isn't responding to emails. Oh, well, the Game will contact me because I've been talking to them through another channel. Talwar. We just got an antique Talwar. Oh, it's Qua. Yeah, we just got an antique Talwar. We can ship to Germany. Let's see.
A day?
Aren't Japanese swords known to be particularly brittle, dulling easily? Not dulling, but actually the older swords are more likely to break. They're made of like sort of an old technology steel. If you take modern steel, for example, I'm going to show you. When we talk about Japanese swords, if you're talking actual swords from Japan, yes, they're just using very old technology metal. But for example, this is a shock steel, S5 shock steel, and we sent one of these to Shad Diversity over the influencer in Australia. They were hacking this up against rock, and it was not breaking. Not this one specifically, obviously, but they're hacking it up against rock. The rock was chipping. So if you're on YouTube, check out Shad Diversity, look up a search for Unbreakable, and they took one of our swords. It was S5 shock steel, couldn't break it. Have you ever been given a sword as a gift? Yes. Any more European swords? Yes, we do. Let's see. How? Discord? No, I talked to him via WeChat. Let's see. Do you carry blade sharpeners? We do have them. Go to our website, rva-katana.com, and look up sharpener, and you'll see it there. Please slice something. We don't have targets set up right now. We slice on Monday evenings at 8:30 p.m. Eastern. We can ship to New Zealand, no problem. Why are the swords in back wooden? Do you do large orders? The cartel needs this urgently. Not funny, even though I laughed. I mean, do I contact you on Discord? I'm not as much on Discord, but you can send me an email, rva-katana.com. Most expensive, this is one of our most expensive, it's close to $1,000. Made of S5 shock steel, it's longer with a deep curve. How much is S5 shock steel? We started at about $450 for a kodachi. So kodachi were these shorter little swords that were usually a companion sword to the tachi. And so we started at $450, and then the katana go around $700. And then once you get up to the bigger sword, you're closer to 1,000 and up. So, please show Tall War. Tall War is up really high, so hard to get to. World War II, we don't carry World War II swords. I have one at home. Yeah. How long are tachi? Tachi can vary from about 60 centimeters all the way up to about 120 centimeters. Do you carry a sword from the movie Blade? We don't. Would love to have it, but we don't. Man, we're not going to show the Tall War. I'll show you the from a distance, but these are quote-unquote battle ready. They are full tang and sharp. You can check our cutting videos. We cut with them all the time. Yes, please be careful. They're about $2,000 worth of swords there. Actually, I'm sorry, $4,000 worth of swords there. Let's see. Nodachi or odachi? Yes, we do have them. Nodachi and odachi are over here. Nodachi, odachi are pretty much the same thing. This is just a different word for the same thing. That's the tall war up at the top right there. We just got that this week. We're trying to figure out a safe way to display it where it won't get stolen easily. Let's see. Can I see the blue one? I'm not sure. We have a lot of blue ones, so I don't know which one you're talking about. Zoro, we do. We have Zoro Katana over here. We are out of Ichimonji except for the display blade, but we will be getting them back in. Probably not in time for Christmas, but we will have some post-Christmas. We will have things post-Christmas. What is the top of the line sword? You mean in general or this kind of carry? What would your ancestors think about these blades? I think they would think they're pretty cool. All real blades. Do you sell decorative blades too? We only have one decorative blade. This is the Julius Caesar sword from Marto. That's on consignment. Thank you, Dark Effect. What are the prices in general? We start with our holiday sale at $72 and go way up into the thousands. Kind of maintenance, you wipe them down whenever you touch them, or if you every month, depending on the kind of weather conditions, and then oil them down. That's really all you need to do. The oldest blade we have here is between 600 and 700 years old. Location is in Richmond, Virginia, Casale. You can find us at rva-katana.com. Someone asked for a reverse blade, and I happen to be right here. Here you can see the sharp edges along the inside line. This is from Aroni Kenshin. We have two versions of this. When do you release your winter catalog? We don't really have catalogs. Go to our website, rva-katana.com. That's the closest thing we have. We don't know when does catalogs. Or I shouldn't know it. We don't. We're not that big. We do have Viking swords. We don't have Viking age swords, but we do have Viking type swords. Most expensive blade we have in store is an antique. No Arabian swords at the moment. We have had quote-unquote scimitar. Are certain your swords fold? Like how many times? There are some that are folded. Folding is something that you would do with pre-modern steel. With modern steel, you don't need to fold it. Folding modern steel generally makes it weaker. Popular movie game right over here. We have Sekiro, we have Tsushima. We have a lot of different video game and movie swords. We have Last Samurai. Let's see. what's the first katana you have? The first you actually own? I don't have it. It's long gone. Long gone. Let's see. No Kill Bill, no John Wick. Sorry. You missed the part of my question about Scott modeling the products. Oh, God. Please no. The Kenshin katana, they start at 175. There's one at 175 and one at 275, depending on the type of blade. We're actually getting one made of S5, which will be about $700. Longest blade we have is probably these Claymores. Technically Scottish Highlanders. The real Claymore is this one. So the basket hilted broadsword is actually what a Claymore is. The Japanese had to fold steel because it made, yes, exactly. Wadawichi Monji, we only have one and it's used. We cut with it the other day. It cut really, really nicely. Let's see. Rarest of them that you have is probably an antique. We have several antique swords. Any views on Indian weapons? Would love to have some talwar. More talwar, like modern talwar. I'm gonna pretend I know more about katana than you for some stupid reason. I mean, you might. There are plenty of people who know more about them than I do. Yokozuna belt on the wall? No. A Mawashi? No. Let's see. A Miyamoto Musashi katana. We do have them with Musashi Tsuba. Musashi, like he's double gored Tsuba here. So this is a $100 version right here. And we have some coming all the way up to like the $700 version. But they have these kind of round double gored Tsuba. Sharing the shop address. It's 1909 West Cary. You can also visit our website, rva-katana.com. Zweihunter, we haven't put it on our website yet. When was the katana invented? It started developing around 700 AD when they were Tachi. The katana came around during around the 1300s, roughly. Price of the oldest sword is probably, I think, 6,000 maybe? Let's see. Viking age swords, no. We have modern Viking swords, but we don't have any old Viking swords. Those would be really cool to have. Red Tanto, yes, we do have several. You can see the Tanto are in here, and several of them are red. Red Tanto there. We don't have Leonardo's sword. Nanamawashi, the rope belt, the champion wears during the Doho Ide. Oh, Doho Ide, yeah. That is, I believe, actually Yokozuna. Name for the Yokozuna. Yeah. Yes, we're in Richmond, Ryan. 1909 West Cary. We cannot ship to India. India does not allow sharp sword imports. Rengoku from Demon Slayer. We do have it. Axes or hammers, we don't. I'm gonna scooch by you guys here.
Thank you.
Here is the Rengoku sword right over here. Do you have any old saber swords? We do have a couple of antique sabers. Website is rva-katana.com. rva-katana.com. The Viking swords, I can show them. I happen to be right on the corner where we have them. Here is the Hanwei. Hanwei is like an old brand of sword maker. It's the Hanwei sword over here, for Viking sword. If you wanna channel your inner Ragnar. Then we have the Goldfrig. This is a higher end version right here. This is like our most expensive Viking sword. It's about $575. Has this beautiful Damascus pattern down the middle. Love this sword. It's so amazing. Sword of Ramirez, we don't have. Any nice Sakabato types? Yes, we have 2 versions. Soon to have 3. We're going to have a S5 shock steel version that's arriving. It might be arriving today. I don't know. We have a package from Cloudhammer coming today. Yeah, you don't have to go. I'm just right here. Someone said something and I totally forgot what they were looking for. My bad. But several European style swords here. Cheapest sword, we have some that are $72 during our holiday sale. People actually use them. Some people practice sword and some people just collect them. We can't ship to South Africa. Hopefully some Roman gladius. The Mats. Swiss saber we don't have. Persian swords we sometimes carry a shamshir, but we don't have one right now. Spartan short sword. Spada we don't have. We would love to have one. Ottoman swords, no. Let's see. Any from anime? Yes. Lots of anime swords. I'm gonna come over here. One Piece, Demon Slayer, Bleach. So several of them. Do you doll antique? No, we will not doll an antique sword. Rapier, no, but we do have what's called a side sword, which people will think of as a rapier. We have 2 versions. One's called the Spada, and then we have this. Both of them are called side swords. How much was that Gladius? I believe the Gladius is $225. And what's the store called? I'm in Chesterfield. RVA Katana. If you're in Chesterfield, we're at 1909 West Carey Street in Richmond. So depending on where you are in Chesterfield, not too far away. We do have a walk-in shop. We do have Wakizashi Yorichi sword right here. On guard. It's on. Spell it correctly, dude. Long swords. We do have long swords. How do I order something? Go to our website, rva-katana.com. rva-katana.com. We have, the oldest one we have here is 700 years old. Let's see, long swords, lots of long swords here, European style. Honja Masamune in my pants. Let's see, I'm gonna buy one of your swords soon. Awesome, thank you, Logan. Let's see, anything else I can show you guys while I'm here? I gotta shut down, within a half an hour. We gotta pack up some orders that came in and ship them out. Lord of the Rings sword, we have it's called the halfling sword. So it looks like Sting, but you can't call it Sting because of licensing reasons. I'm holding it, it's not glowing, so it's definitely not Sting. Yes, that's how you spell on guard. Let's see. Yes, we're in Richmond. RVA-katana.com is our website. The 700-year-old sword. Do you have any Greek swords? We have a falcata, but it's actually, we also got it from Hanwei. We have a falcata, it's somewhere around here, but I don't know where it is. Biggest sword we have in shop are probably these claymores. What part is the habaki? The habaki is the blade collar. It's this piece right here. Anything from the dynasty era. What do you mean by the dynasty era? We do not have Gandalf's sword. LGBTQ swords. I mean, any sword can, what makes it an LGBTQ sword? Any sword can be your LGBTQ sword if you want it to be. Sting is on the wall. Let's see. Roman, we have a gladius. Let's see. What sword is the most? Agincourt sword. We actually do have the Agincourt sword, but I don't remember which one it is. I think it's this one. Yes, this is the Agincourt sword right here. That is also a Hanwei. Now, I'm not doing Hema. I don't know as much about these as I do the Eastern style swords. Let's see, Game of Thrones, we had a long claw. We might still have a long claw. We had someone who ordered it, but they wanted to ship to Idaho, and shipping was like $90, and we have to clarify that if they want it. So if they're not willing to pay the $90, then we will have the long claw back in stock. But currently, it is on hold. But we do have long claw from Game of Thrones. If there's a moderator, someone ban hello 1055. We don't like anti-Semitism. We don't like anti-anything. We're all inclusive here. Let's see. Did you learn Hema? No. What's the weird shape at the end of the hump? This is called a pommel. What kind of steel? I believe it's 1055. I don't remember. Oh no, it's 5166. 5160. 5160. It's a pretty decent steel. Authentic new Japanese sword and dullet to ship to India. You should talk to a Japanese smith. We don't deal in new Japanese swords. The longest katana we sell is probably 33 inches. Basically, once it hits 34.5 inches, it's an odachi. Who makes the swords? We work with several different forges. Yasutsuna, as in the Hoki school. We don't have the Highlander sword, but we do get it made by Mike de la Vega. He's just currently on deployment, and we are waiting for him to make some more for us. Asked about Mongolian swords. We don't have them. We sold out. French swords. We actually do have a French Napoleonic, or actually 1832, so after Napoleon. So a Napoleonic style, post-Napoleon saber. Type of steel used in sword depends. Some of them, mostly carbon steel. That is the Crusader sword. The Demon Slayer swords are made either by Dragon Spring or Phoenix Arms. I don't make them myself. To deal with Jedi younglings. I think Rey has that now. But that was a long time ago in a galaxy far, far away. Let's see. Here is the Claymore. Well, actually, this is not a true Claymore, Scottish Highlander. This is a real Claymore here. If Mark were here, I'd really harp on that, but since Mark isn't here, I'm not going to make such a big deal of it. The 1833 saber. Yeah, I can show that. Oh, I didn't even realize you were here. Let's see. This is the Chaussée d'Avassin. So an 1830 saber. This is one of our most expensive European antiques, $500. I think it's on the website. It might not be. We do have 34 inches in my pants. No, on the wall. Let's see. We only have swords. We don't have any maces. This is a shoso sword. This is actually the kind of sword you would, apparently, to my understanding, is that you would chase someone down on a horse, but then you would get off the horse and use it, kind of like a dragoon. Let's see. Best and worst thing to run a sword shop. The best thing is the customers. The worst thing is the customers. Let's see. Why was Hello not banned? I think there are no mods on our what do you call it right now? On our YouTube right now. Wasn't the Meiji era known for 32-inch plus Ronin katana? Meiji era, so they were dealing with, they oftentimes, oh fuck, I forgot to bring it, a kinoto. Kinoto were these longer swords, longer, straighter swords. We actually have some. The best sword for trolls, do you mean like the kind that you find in fantasy worlds, or do you mean assholes on the internet? Assholes on the internet, you really can't use a sword legally on them. For the, what do you call them? See my receding hairline there. Yeah, swords don't really work against those fantasy trolls either. They're too big. They'll just die, you know. 1800s late Prussians. We actually do. Do you know our inventory? Who asked that? Ghost of 7. Here it is. This is a P1889 Prussian sword. Let's see. Does leather handle wrap need conditioning? It's good to do that. Anything German? We have German replicas. Sword I regret buying. There are several. Joan of Arc sword replica, the Sword of St. Catherine. Yeah, we should look into that. Send us a message and we'll look for one. Do you guys sell displays for katana? Yes, we do, but we're very short on them. One-piece swords. Over here. We're pretty much out of Wadawichi Monji. Please don't take them out all the way. Like, take them about 90% of the way. Leave the tip in. I should say please with that, but it's for safety. I mean, I know you know how to handle a sword, but we sort of have general rules for customers because we've had idiots coming here swing swords around, so we've had to set up rules. Oh, for bush clearing, you use our tack whack. Chinese swords, we do have them. We don't have any Marine Corps swords. We actually have had some that we sold. Woots, we don't have any woots. We are going to be getting some woots Chinese swords. Yeah, visit our website, rva-katana.com. Seriously, if you want to see something, like go to our website, rva-katana.com, and if you see something you want, says, hey, I want to see that sword. Japanese swords, we do have them. Shillets, we don't have them. They are sharp, Logan bitten. Most of them, almost all of them, 99.9% of them are sharp. The wooden ones are not. You could sharpen them. They wouldn't retain the edge very long. The shop is located at 1909 West Terry Street in Richmond, Virginia. Ghost of 7, that was pretty amazing. You got two of our antique, the only two antique European swords that we have left, in fact. For trolls, like I say, swords really don't work on trolls. Like internet trolls, it's illegal to do anything with a sword against them. And against fantasy trolls, the swords are pretty useless because they regenerate. Can you import boots Talwar from Canada? Some people deal in it. Oh, that would be really cool. Florida, we can ship to Florida. All the Florida men, you know, they all want a sword for some reason, probably to go after the gators. Tips for purchasing a sword. Katana for first buyer. You know, really know what you're going to do with your sword. Is it something that you're going to use for display? Or is it going to be something that you plan on cutting with on a regular basis? Because that'll really depend, that'll really determine your budget. Or really depend, yeah, anyway. Yes, the sword sold our sword with an edge, we can make it sharper. Yamato, I have two versions right here. Actually, I was supposed to check and see if our expensive version had the star on the Sageo, and it doesn't, but we can rectify that. We can swap them around. Do I ever worry that someone will use our swords to unalive someone? Well, we live in the US, so if someone was going to unalive them, they're going to use a gun, not a sword. I never want to leave the house now. I have a katana at home. Hey, good morning, Jill. Hey, Lich, long time no see. I prefer swords over guns. Well, that won't go over well in the United States if you ever do need to defend yourself, because most likely you will not be carrying a sword, and most likely the other person will be carrying a gun. So, how many swords do you have at home? Probably close to 50. Do you have the undead cut from Sekiro? Fushigiri. We have two versions. This is the Kogarasu version right here. And this is the blackened version. Pattern welded, we do have several. Other people call those Damascus. I live in Richmond, England. You know, there's basically a Richmond everywhere where the people speak English. It's like English-speaking people were not creative and like, oh, we're gonna have a Richmond in Canada. We're gonna have a Richmond in pretty much like every U.S. state. So, Rivers of Blood we don't, but we do have Moondale. We have one left. Sword you would take to the airport. For my trip to Guantanamo Bay, any sword will do. Let's see. Hattori Hanzo was not a swordsmith. Thank you, Logan. A Richmond, Kentucky. Thank you, Dark Effect. Are you supposed to bow before you sheath or unsheath a sword? An antique sword, yes. Dragon Spring Black Samurai. Very specific request. I'm very happy to show it. We just brought a bunch of them back in. We have this both. Here's the Wakizashi. I don't know where the katana is, but we do have a katana around here somewhere. This is the Wakizashi version of the Black Samurai. I know because I just put it out yesterday, but I don't see it. So, but we do have the Black Samurai somewhere. It has this tsuba, this type of saya. Let's see. I call Damascus iron sand with vanadium or boots. Let's see. Full tang, yes. Website is rva-katana.com. I can't type right now. rva-katana.com. If one of the mods is on and can type that, I would appreciate it. We're located in Richmond, Virginia. No World War II swords. We have had them, but I decided not to carry them. At least not World War II Japanese swords. Where are you? I already answered that question. Musashi? Yes. If by we don't have, obviously we don't have Musashi Miyamoto's actual sword, but we do have them with the double gourd tsuba.
Are you using card?
Oh, are they getting a sword? Oh, did you guys get a sword?
Boken.
Oh, okay, cool. In World War II, the Japanese pilots carry swords. Oh yeah, those were interesting. Musashi, that one's $100. We have some going all the way up to the $700. Oldest sword we have here is about 700 years old. The most expensive one we have, here in the shop, is 8,500. How long has this shop been open? We've been open almost exactly 3 years now. Just over 3 years. If you had to pick your sword for the rest of your life, what would it be? I would choose an S5 shock steel sword because they would survive long. Well, that's if we had to choose one for my shop. If I could choose any one, then it would probably be an antique, which I would never have to use. Like the Honjo Masumi.
John, how much are sword bags again?
The sword bags, the silk sword bags are 20. Cleaning kits, we do have them. Any sharper than the rest? I don't know. I don't test each individual blade. We have over 800 swords in shop, 600 different types. Don't test each individual blade. I mean, honestly, if you take like an aluminum blade and sharpen it, you can make it razor sharp, but it won't retain the edge. So the edge retention is far more important. What would you suggest for sword classes in Florida? Big state, where in Florida? Tsushima, we do have Tsushima swords. Double gourd tsuba, like a squash. Yeah, I just showed one, the Musashi one. Here it is right here. We have several versions of this. We have several with the double gourd. This one's the least expensive, starting at 100, but we have them going all the way up to about $700. Self-defense in the Middle Ages. You know, not many people use swords ever. Swords were usually a weapon of the nobility. Most people would use a pole arm of some sort.
Thank you so much.
See you later. You too. I'm in South Florida. I don't know. Yes, we do ship swords. You can buy them at rva-katana.com. Oh, Nagwak? Which ones were you looking for?
The Phoenix one.
There, we have like 3 different versions. Well, Ryan can help you out there. We have a bunch of cool ones. So. Miami. We'll ask Florida man when he comes out. That's Ryan. How long does shipping usually take? I'm in North Carolina. Well, we're in Virginia, so Reggie, probably 2 days. We'll ship it. Well, I'm going to try to make a shipment around 2 p.m. today. So if you get your order in, I'll drop it off at UPS today. So, yeah. Thank you to Game & Boy for posting our website. We don't have the Berserk sword now. What made you get into selling swords besides the love of them? Actually, it was because the first swords I got, I didn't like. I kept on upgrading, and so I was selling the old ones I had, and so that's sort of the start of the sword shop. Randomly scrolling shorts and stumbled upon this. I knew they had to be sold somewhere. Yeah, visit our website, rva-katana.com. We are in Richmond, Virginia. How hard is it having a brick and mortar sword in 2024? Well, a sword, store. Well, this is my martial arts school, and I've owned this location for about 12 years now. And so when we teach martial arts classes in here, and when we're not having classes, these are all on wheels and we just roll them up, it becomes training space again. So the hard part is labor. I just didn't have enough time to do a sword store because, I have a regular day job. But we now have Scott and Mark and Matt and Ryan who are all working here. And so now we're here full time. It's pretty cool. The best sword you have. Best at what? Most knowledgeable people? That's not true. There are a lot of people who know swords a lot better than we do. What style of martial art do you teach? I teach Wing Chun Kung Fu. Replicas from Sekiro. Yeah, we do have Sekiro replicas. Let's see. Thoughts on Musha brand? Musha is good for the buck. They're pretty much budget swords. I wouldn't pay for anything more than 150 for a Musha sword. Once you get up higher in value, Musha, Musashi, they're basically the same brand. You're really not getting much value out of them. Oh, Sekiro. Here is Kusabi Maru. Wing Chun, isn't that the form Bruce Lee learned? Bruce Lee learned Wing Chun, but later to create his own sort of style. It's sort of the pioneer of mixed martial arts as we know it today. What's the most valuable sword we own? We have some antiques here that are pretty valuable. Which Nagwak did you go for?
The black.
The black one. Yeah, that's the coolest one in my opinion. That's the one we sell out at the fastest too.
Isn't this brand new? Like, was on pre-order and something else?
That's a brand new one. Is it still listed as pre-order? Because if so, we need to change it back. I think we have some back on sale now.
Yeah, no, it just went off pre-order like a couple days ago.
Okay, yeah, we got it in about a week ago. Whack to match your S5 copper Musashi. If you want, we could, no, actually, I'm trying to think about the S5 Wakizashi. S5 Wakizashi tend to be longer, and we don't have the rosewood saya for them, but we do have it in SX105E. Check out the tip on this guy. This is a Shobuzukuri tip, so it's not your typical, but this is actually pretty common in historical Wakizashi. This is made of SX105E, excellent edge retention. You don't need the same durability with a shorter sword. So like an S5 shock steel sword S5 is better for longer swords just because you get more durability out of it. But once you get into shorter blades, you need to pay as much to have excellent edge retention and still good durability. Palladium and manganese, the iron sand used to produce a location ran dry and proof it became magical. Yeah, it's interesting that where you look at the major areas of sword making in Japan. And so you had different quality of iron and different things inside the rivers when they were collecting them. And so some swords you'll find traces of titanium, others with more vanadium. So it's really interesting from region to region, the sort of effects you see. Wang Chung is Wang Chung is the sound that a guitar makes apparently if you listen to Aha. Or no, yeah, not Aha. Who did Everybody Wang Chung tonight? Do you guys remember the song? I don't know
the song, I just forget who.
Yeah, I'm just drawing a blank. Are the Kaimon and Fushigiri available as Odachi? No, but we can get them as Odachi if you need to. We should be able to get them. Good morning, Call of the Wild. Your sword is sitting in my car. I'm going to drop it off at UPS later today. If you had to pick a sword to carry as a nobleman in the 14 and 1500s, what would it be? Nobleman where? My friend has a sword with a red shiny blade. He got at a yard sale. Send us pictures and we can maybe identify it. If there is a mod on YouTube, ban the Biggity Big City 416, just a jerk face. Let's see. We do have Demon Slayer swords. Conan sword, we have the Father sword from Conan. This is made by Ryan Swords. They had excess inventory in the U.S. and they told us to sell it for them. So we got a lot of Ryan Swords. They had excess shipments in the U.S. and so they wanted us to help them sell it. So this is the Conan Father sword. Can make a blend katana and saber, like a Swiss saber. You know what? For Cloudhammer, we are actually making a S5 with longsword mountings. S5 katana with longsword. Thanks. Wang Chung was the band, you're right. And everybody Wang Chung tonight. Yeah, oh my gosh. The 80s. We don't have gut swords. Average price, we started at $72 with our holiday sale, go way into the thousands. Best blade that's sharp but will still hold a strength for katana. S5 shock steel for durability. SX105V for edge retention. Actually, we have ASAB 88, which is titanium coated. And titanium coating does not make it tougher, but it keeps it from corroding. And so those, we have some tactical ASAB 88. ASAB 88 has the best edge retention, but it is not as durable as S5. But it has excellent chip resistance for a hard sword. This is the Cloudhammer Tactical Katana ASAB 88. So folded steel isn't practical anymore, not at all. That kunai fodder sword isn't a very good replica. It doesn't have blood groove or fuller. Okay, whatever, dude. Let's see, maybe that's why they're not selling on Ryan swords, and they had to sell it for them. Let's see. We do have Sekiro swords. Longest Odachi is 98 centimeters. Ryan, are you packing stuff up?
Yeah.
Yeah, can you go ahead and print them? Because I'm going to make a UPS store run today to drop off packages. Yeah. Let's see. Are the Iron Musashi going to ship anytime soon? Thank you again. I am hoping they arrive today. We have a shipment from Cloudhammer arriving today, but it's coming in 6 different boxes, and they're all coming throughout the week. First one today. I hope the Musashi are in there. We're going to send them as soon as we get that. I did a Longsheng lineage for 10 years. Oh, cool deal. Which one, Adam? Because Longsheng, you have Kencheng in San Jose. You have one up in Vancouver. You have Lungting's lineage. So yeah. One Piece. We do have Zoro swords. Guns? Swords are trash. Well, if swords are trash, then you can go somewhere else. Why are you wasting your time here? One Piece swords right over there. Oh, Ken Chung. Yeah. I met Ken. I actually have a school. I had a school in Oakland. And so, and it's still there. But not, I'm obviously in Richmond, Virginia now. And so my student teacher took over that school. Ken Chung is pretty amazing. Are these all authentic? We do have several antiques, but most of these are modern made swords. Swords don't run out of ammo. This is true. So use it after you run out of your gun's ammo, then you can move over to your sword. There's always somebody who comes in here who's like, my Glock is better. It's like you assume we don't have firearms too. Just because you like swords doesn't mean you dislike guns. Good piece for around $300 to $400. Check out the Dragon King line. So go to our website, rva-katana.com, and look up Dragon King. We have the Spring Sakura, the Summer Lotus, the Autumn Leaf, and the Winter Sun. Also the Warfire. These are all excellent swords for under $400. For more bang for your buck, get the Moritaka clay-tempered swords. Those are also really good for $300 to $400. Master Chen, as in from Chen Jiagou. Dragon Spring Black Samurai 1060 for 80. I know we have it. I can show you the Wakizashi. I know we have the katana because I just brought a whole big case of them in yesterday, but I don't know. Oh, there it is right there. It's like right in front of my freaking face. Here is the Black Samurai katana. Still with its condom on. It is no longer safe. Imagine having a modern job that required you to carry a gun and a sword, if only. Wouldn't that be cool? Is it legal to carry the sword? That really depends on where you live. So that's the Dragon Spring Katana right there. $80 right now. If you use our coupon code Holiday 2024, it is $72. So can't go wrong. My favorite sword changes hour to hour. Do you have Moonveil in stock? We have exactly one Moonveil in stock. We have one Moonveil. So we got a shipment in last week, and we only have one left. Where is it? I think someone ordered the Blue Exorcist. Where is Moonveil? Here it is right here. This is our last Moonveil. Has a really cool folded steel blade with a clay temper line. Swords are legal to open carry in Texas. I'm pretty sure anything in Texas is legal. And in Florida. Interesting backstory behind one of my items. I don't have it here, but I have one sword at home that was used on the set of Shanghai Noon. Any ninjutsu type swords? You know, ninjutsu, the idea of a straight ninja sword is a purely media myth, but we do have them. So this is the tactical version. So it has like a short blade, long handle. But then on the opposite side, it has another little dagger on the side. So this is the tactical ninja. What's the name of the blue-green one to the left? I'm sorry, blue-green one. That's probably the blue exorcist. Rin sword from Blue Exorcist. Let's see. I bought a katana off Bud K for 350. Bought one of those mats to cut and it bent. Yeah, Bud K is very hit or miss. If it's a clay tempered sword, actually most clay tempered swords will break, or not break, but bend if you have a poor edge alignment. I mean, really, the mats, if you want to cut them, make sure you have a little bit of experience first. Let's see. World War II daggers now. Anyone but Japanese and Celts laminate steel weapons? Not anymore. Pistol grip. We do have a pistol grip. I can't say the word, but it's a type of kukri. Can you take Kusabi Maru? We do have Kusabi Maru. Best steel for an odachi, we would recommend S5 or a spring steel. Just anything that's super durable. So most of our odachi are spring steels. Eventually, we're going to get some S5. I don't know when. Mini katana swords. I mean, I think a lot of their swords are okay. I don't think Mini Katana understands swords at all. I haven't watched their videos lately, but there are old videos. They didn't know much about swords. They were spreading a lot of misinformation. But in terms of the quality of their swords, they're probably pretty decent. They showed a Prussian sword that looked like a pistol grip. Huh, cool. Thought on the Shinwa brand. It's so-so. I mean, Shinwa's a little overpriced for what you get. Dragon Spring Wood Squirrel. Yeah, we'll show you that one.
I don't think I have access to print yet.
Oh, you don't?
I don't think so.
Oh, you can make. Well, let's see. I'm trying to find the woods. It's right here. Let me go. I'll go over there in a second. Hey, Samurai Jade in the house. This is the wood swirl. Bear with me a second. I need to go and give Ryan permissions to print shipping labels. I thought he had them, but hold on here. I think this is the right phone. Bear with me for one moment here on YouTube, or sorry, TikTok. And going over to this, and bear with me here while I get the settings going here. Users, Ryan Matthews, assign, where are my permissions? Assign, that's not what I'm looking for. Oops, what did I just do to Ryan? Let's see, I'm not sure what I did to Ryan, but he'll be customer support. Replace and save. Okay, let's see, apply orders, manage and order information. You should be able to buy shipping labels. But it's not letting you print them?
I'm doing the whole copy paste thing, but once I go to shipping labels, it doesn't give me any option to print.
Okay. Hold on a second. I'm going to have this facing here, and I'll be back in a minute. As you were, keep your chatter going. What are we looking at? Okay, so your orders.
But usually, started with this one.
And create shipping label.
Yeah.
Oh, did you try creating shipping label? Yeah, usually that's it, right? You know what you print out. So all you have to do, go down, change the weight, which is that's about right, 5 pounds. Shipping date today, choose whatever it looks like UPS ground, whatever you pay for, and then go all the way down, all the way. And I agree with that, and buy shipping label. You just get this far? And then from there, I'll tell you print it out. Yep. Okay, people, problem solved, and I am back. Whew, okay. Does anyone know if you can super chat on here? I have no idea what that is. Fun cutting in collection or practicing, all of the above. Depends on what you're looking for. I know people are like, swords are trash, guns are better. Yeah, I know, right? Blue Exorcist has been sold, it says. Will you get more back in stock? Do we have more than one Blue Exorcist?
I'm not sure.
I think we have at least 2, but let me check. Because I know we have one. the inventory to 2? So we have another version of that's the blue blade one, the blue bladed one. So with the Blue Exorcist, we only have the blue bladed one. It's the higher end version. 92 spring steel is good steel, very good steel for swords. What sword would you take a 2-week trek through the wilderness? Probably a tactical wakizashi or something. I'm a ninja. I use my katana for invading enemy compounds. Cool deal. Yeah, a machete would be the way to go, right, Samurai Jade? Let's see. Looks like we are dying here on TikTok. Probably because I temporarily went off. What is the best sword for an apocalyptic scenario? Get an S5 shock steel sword. It'll last you. 3-foot long odachi. We don't actually have any. Oh, how long should the handle be? So that is what, 30? Oh, wait, 36, about 14 inches. Does that Dragon Spear Katana wood swirl have a sharp edge? Yes, it does. If you want it extra sharp, it's a $25 sharpening fee, but they already come sharp. But if you want it really sharp, add 25, get the $25 sharpening fee. I don't know enough the Sangsto. I don't know enough about it to say. Yeah, TikTok is about to be banned in the US. Definitely know about it, Samurai Jade. How long have we been live? For quite a while, probably like over an hour now. Highest quality modern made is probably, in terms of the blade itself, the S5 shock steel. In terms of overall fittings, Dragon King. We are not accepting opinion on Ryan Sword Katana. We sell some of them. Ryan Sword makes a good katana. They're actually made by a Chinese factory called Shangguanglong, and they've been making swords since the 1800s. But if you want something from Ryan, contact us, and we can probably get them for you cheaper. Ghost of Tsushima, we do have it. 19th century small swords, we don't. We have had them, but we currently do not. Any recommendation for choosing katana for collecting? Well, if you want to get, depends on what you're looking for. If you go to our website, rva-katana.com, and look at our summer sale or our winter sale. There's a page for our winter sale or our holiday sale, and there are some folded steel plate temper swords. And those are the ones, if you're collecting and you just want to get into the story of Japanese sword making, you can get them for about $250. Actually, less expensive with our sale going on. It says both Blue Exorcist. I will check back. Can you up the Blue Exorcist inventory to 2?
I'm trying to do multiple things at once.
Let's see. Well, he's fixing it now. Just make that a priority. Just get the inventory because someone is looking at it right now. Crescent Moon, as in the Munichika? Are you asking about that one? We don't have it. Swiss halberds, we do not. Ghost of Tsushima with metal fitting at the end of the saya. We do have those. Did you find it?
Not yet. I'm still looking.
So, Blue Exorcist. Hold on a second. Sorry again, TikTok. I will be back in a minute. Okay, first things first. Ryan Matthews, what is he doing? He has orders, draft orders. Why does they used to have these customized permissions, and now everything is all effed up. Assign role. Merchandiser, okay. Okay. You're temporarily going to become an administrator until I can finish this out, and then you can do it now. Okay. Okay, sorry about that, people. Most expensive katana we have some antiques. Thank you, Steve, for posting that. Tanuki. Tanuki? Like as in the rabbit dog? Or the badger mole? Or not the badger mole. I can't remember. Like, yeah, the badger fox. We don't have anything like that. Let's see. All right. It is 11 o'clock, so we'll probably go live again this afternoon, but we gotta go get some raccoon dog. Thank you, Tanuki. We will go live again later, probably maybe about 2 p.m. Eastern, maybe 3 p.m. Eastern. So we're gonna shut down for now, but thank you all for joining in. We gotta work on some orders here.